welcome to My Counselor Online. I'm Tori, and I am so excited to be sitting down with one of our counselors, Shaun today, to talk through his journey, how he got to where he is, and what you can expect when you meet with him. So, Shaun, I just want to start by asking you a little bit about your story. Can you tell us how you got to where you are and what your role is here?
Sure, Tori. I'm thrilled to be a part of My Counselor Online, and my story, maybe a little bit different than some other people's. I don't know, but I felt early on at the beginning, right before I went into college, really felt impressed in my time praying and asking the Lord what He would have me do in my life, that He wanted me to pursue something in the area of psychology. I wasn't exactly sure what that meant, but kind of went from there immediately into college and got in touch with an advisor in the psychology undergrad department where I was at, and said, "Hey, I think this is what I want to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. How do I major in this?" And really never looked back from there. Never had kind of a major switching kind of episode. I know that's really common in college, but just felt like Lord had confirmed to me that was what He wanted me to do. And so I was one of those people who went straight through from undergrad into getting a job while I was still in school, working in psychology, working in mental health, actually working in residential treatment, which for people who aren't aware, that is literally where individuals go to live and kind of in an intensive treatment setting where they're doing individual and group therapy, and it's just a whole environment for that. So I started working immediately in that area. Went from graduating with my undergrad into very next semester starting grad school. And so went right into my graduate studies and continued working during that time. And for about the next 10 years, worked in primarily a residential setting, working with individuals in intensive treatment setting, kind of more of a community mental health arena. And so that was kind of my journey to getting, and during that time got licensed as a therapist, finished my education, and kind of worked in that setting for quite a while. And then about 10 years into that or so, really felt like I wanted to shift into a private practice setting. Was in no way sure how to do that. And so really took a big leap of faith and stepped out, and using the contacts that I had, started my own private practice. And so spent about the first year of that just independent, kind of on my own, doing that, again, using all the people that I knew in kind of a community setting who worked with people as a place to connect with clients, to meet with them. And about a year into that, Josh Spurlock, who's the founder of My Counselor Online, which didn't exist in the form it does today. At that point, it was in its very infancy. And so he and I kind of connected. We came across each other, and we had an initial discussion about me being in practice and him being in practice. And we talked about the idea of me coming on with him, which initially, our initial discussions were, "Hey, I'm good where I'm at. I think you're good where you're at. I don't know why we would do that." So our initial foray into that was just sharing office space. We'll just kind of share office space with each other, and that'll be it. And over the course of those initial several months together, kind of discussed joining a little bit more. And at that point, he and I decided to actually join together. And so that was, from the time of this interview, that was 10, 11 years ago. And so I had been with MCO ever since, working in private practice, and just really enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And that, you have so much experience and schooling and just so much knowledge that you bring to the table and to the team. That is so awesome. So I would just love to know, obviously you have some broad experience. What clients are you often connecting with and thriving working alongside?
Yeah, so we're really big believers here at MyCounselor.Online, that you can't be excellent at everything, which is really, really important. And I always encourage clients, if I'm talking to them, I say, listen, there are some set areas that I have really made it a focus for myself to work in, because I can't be excellent at everything. And so I just encourage them, whatever issue you have going on or you need to work with, it's a really good idea when choosing a counselor, to work with somebody who focuses in that area, which is better than, somebody says, well, I work with all these different things, to which I say, hey, how can you be excellent at any of those things? And so, we highlight that here, as a practice. And so for me, those areas have kind of become, a couple different ones. Do a lot of work with infidelity. I find that to be really rewarding work. I know that sounds strange to some people, because infidelity is a really traumatic and difficult situation, but have just found that to be an area where get to walk people through recovery and through healing, both individually and in their marriage. And that's a tremendously rewarding process. I love it. I love to walk people through that and to work in that area. Probably the other big area for me is sexual and sexual addiction issues. So sexual addictions have been a significant part of the work that I've done. If you told me that 20 years ago that I would be doing that, I'd have had no idea that would be something that I would be doing or enjoying, but have found that to be really, really encouraging work to be doing with people, to see them break away, to see them set free from those life-controlling issues. And so those would be kind of my two areas that I really focus on. I don't see absolutely nothing else, but those would be kind of my areas of focus in specialty, and just love working with people in those areas.
Great. Yeah. And so needed, honestly, so needed, and important work that you do with couples and individuals in those situations. My last question would just be, what can people expect when they come into a session with you, Shaun?
Yeah. So I want people to know when they come in, especially with the issues that I tend to work with, there tends to be a lot of shame coming into the room. And so I want people to know that I genuinely want to help you. I'm not over, in my mind, judging you or looking down on you, but really come at it with a sense of wanting to be helpful to you, to help you recover, to heal from what's going on. Probably another thing that I want people to know is I really believe in transparency on both ends. And so working with me, people can expect that I'm going to share what I'm feeling and what I'm experiencing. I'm not just going to ask you to be open, but I'm going to be open with that. I want to kind of lead the way, because that's an important part of our process, is that I'm being open with you, and there's kind of a back and forth. I find that's really important therapeutically for us. And then I want people to know that, from the moment we sit down together, we're beginning therapy. I believe in just kind of stepping pretty immediately into it. We don't do just talking about what we will do. We engage in the process pretty much immediately. And so I like that for people. I like people to know from the moment I sit down with you, I'm going to be engaging you in a recovery process and a healing process that's guiding what I'm saying to you, questions I'm asking you, everything I'm doing as I interact with you. We're just from day one, session one, going to dive into that together. And so, yeah, those would be the things I want people to know, that they're not being judged. I really want to be helpful to you, that I'm going to share and be open with you as you're open with me. We're going to both do that together. We're in this together. And then probably the third thing would be we're going to jump right in. We're gonna move immediately into engaging the recovery and healing process from the very first time that we meet.